Good morning Year 5 and welcome to today's maths lesson. So today we're going to be carrying on with multiplying 2 digits by 2 digits. But before we begin, could you please pause this video and write the date and the LO in your maths book. So the date is the 12th of the 1st 21 and the LO is to multiply 2 digits by 2 digits. So make sure that's nice and neat in your maths book. Okay, so if you think back to last lesson, we looked at how we used area model to multiply 2 digits by 2 digits. So what I want you to do is pause the video and use your knowledge from last lesson to have a go at this example on the board. Okay, well done everyone for having a go at that. I'm now going to talk you through how we do it. So firstly, I'm going to start with my 30 multiplied by my 20, which would be 600. Next, I'm going to multiply 30 by 3, which is 90. And next, I'm going to do 2 times 20, which is 40. And lastly, I'm going to do 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, so now we've got all of these answers. We need to add them together to work out our product. So I've got 600, 90, 40, and 6, which would become 736. So, using this area model, we have now calculated that 32 times 23 is 736. So well done if you remembered what we did last lesson and you got that correct. Okay, so now that I've taught you how we use area model, I want you to pause the video and have a go at step 1 of the worksheet in your maths book. So you will need to draw these grids here, but make sure they're nice and neat using a ruler. Okay, so we're now going to start step 2 of the explore phase. So we're used to using column methods to multiply 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers, and 4-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. So today we're going to multiply 2-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers, which could be a bit more complicated. So you need to listen to this part of the explore phase. So I want you to pause the video and just think about how you're going to work this out, what multiplications you're going to do and where you're going to start. So I just want you to pause the video and have a little think about how you might do this. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through how it works before you do any on your own. So like always, we start with the ones column, and here I'm going to multiply 4 by 2, which is 8. I'm going to write 8 here in the ones column. And next I'm going to do 4 times 2 here, which is also 8. So I'm going to put another 8 in the tens column. Okay, but next I need to multiply my 1 here in the tens column by this 2, which is 2. But I need to place my 2 here in the tens column, not in the ones column. Instead, we're going to put a 0 here in the ones column. And again, I need to multiply 1 by 2, which is 2, and my other 2 goes here in the hundredths column. But next, I need to work out my answer. So I'm going to add these two numbers together. So 8 add 0 is 8. 8 add 2 is 10, so my 0 goes here and my 1 underneath. And 2 add the 1 is 3, so my answer is 303. So, as you can see here, we've used the column method to multiply 2-digit numbers together, and our answer is 308. Okay, now that I've shown you how we do that, I want you to have a go at this example on the board. So remember, when you multiply these numbers together, you put your answer in the tens column and a 0 in the ones. Once you've found the answer to this multiplication, I want you to label the different parts of the multiplication. So here we have product, multiplier, and multiplicand. So try and remember which parts are which. So pause the video now and have a go at that in your maths book. Okay, well done everyone for having a go. I'm now going to talk you through how we would do it. So firstly, you're going to do 1 times 5, which is 5, and that goes here in our ones column. Next, I'm going to do 1 times 3, which is 3, and that goes here in our tens column. Next, I'm going to do 2 times 5, which is 10. So our 0 goes here in our tens column and our 1 underneath. And we need to put a 0 here also. And lastly, I'm going to do 2 times 3, which is 6, but add our 1, which creates 7. And now I need to add these two numbers together. So 5 adds 0 is 5, 3 adds 0 is 3, and we've already used that, so 7 add nothing is 7. So our answer is 735. So well done everyone if you got that correct. I'm now going to reveal the different parts of the multiplication. So see if you got this correct. So at the top of the multiplication we have the multiplicand. Here we have the multiplier, and our answer at the bottom is called our product. So well done if you remembered that from in school and you got that correct as well. Okay, so just to check your understanding, I'm going to now model myself making a mistake, and I want you to see if you can spot that mistake as I'm working out this calculation. So keep your eyes peeled for the mistake I'm about to make. So I'm going to start here with my ones column and multiply 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, I'm going to do this again, 2 times 3, which is 6. And now I'm going to multiply 2 times 3 here, which is 6, which goes here in my ones column. I'm going to do the same again here, 2 times 3, which is 6 as well. So I have two lots of 66, which I need to add together. So I'm going to add 6 adds 6, which is 12. So my 2 goes here, my 1 underneath, and 6 adds 6, which is 12 again. So I'm going to add my 1, which becomes 3, and my 1 goes here. So just think about the mistake I've made, which I've talked about when we looked at the other calculations in the previous slides. Okay, so the mistake I have made is that I've put my answer in the wrong column. This 6 here should have been in the tens column, and there should have been a 0 here. So I'm just going to model here on the right hand side what I should have done. So firstly I'm going to start with 2 times 3, which is 6, and 2 times 3 here, which is 6 as well. So that part of the calculation was correct. And next I'm going to do this 2 times this 3, which is 6, but this time I'm going to place my 6 in the tens column and put a 0 here in the ones column because we're not multiplying any ones. And then I'm going to do 2 times 3 again, which is 6, which goes here in the hundredths column. So as you can see, this 6 needed to go over one space to the left and this one as well. So now I'm going to add up my answers and see what the actual answer would be. So 6 add 0 is 6, 6 add 6 is 12, so I'm going to put my 2 here and my 1 underneath. Then I've got 6 and I've got 1 here, which becomes 7. So the answer should have been 726, and the mistake was that this answer here was placed in the wrong column. This should always be a 0. So well done if you noticed my mistake. Also class 5, I have just noticed that this is the calculation from the previous slide, so I'm just going to get rid of that and you can ignore it. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that I've modelled how we use column method to multiply two digits together, I want you to have a go in your maths book. So pause the video now and complete step 2 of the worksheet in your maths books. Okay, so if you fancy a challenge, here is step 3 of the explore phase. So it's based on problem solving. So on the board we have a problem. Jane buys 1,000 metres of turf for her garden. The length of her garden is 55 metres and the width is 25 metres. Does Jane have enough turf? So what I want you to do is pause the video and use column method to work out if Jane has enough turf. So think about the length times the width. Okay, so for those of you that completed that calculation, your answer should have been 1,375 metres. So to answer our question, solve our problem, Jane does not have enough turf because she's ordered 1,000 metres and her garden needs 1,375 metres. So well done if you got that correct. Okay, and for those of you that are feeling confident and would like a challenge, here is step 3 and the extension of the worksheet. So pause the video to answer those questions in your books. Okay, well done everyone for completing your independent work. Here's the answers to step 1 and step 2 of the worksheet. So pause the video now to mark your answers in your books. Okay, and for the rest of you, here is step 3 and the extension answers. So pause the video to mark your answers in your books. Once you have finished marking all of your work, please could you write a learning comment in your book. Okay, thanks Year 5 for all of your hard work this morning. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and I'll see you online soon.